Right, so hello, welcome to my official breakdown and prediction for UFC 300. I'm going to be breaking down everything from the early prelims up to the main event. I've never actually done this before, from the early prelims to the main event. I just figured I'll do it for this card because it's a special card. So getting right into it with Deiveson Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. For the first few months of this fight being announced, I thought it was going to be a clear Deiveson Figueiredo win. I honestly thought Deiveson Figueiredo was going to finish Cody Garbrandt. But then I think about Cody Garbrandt's last couple of fights, and I've realised his style has changed, where he's a lot more safe on the outside. Obviously, against Brian Kelleher, that fight was kind of it was ended early, but the fight before that, I can't remember exactly who that was against, but I remember it was on the John Jones vs Cyril Gane card. It was a lot more of a disciplined performance on the outside, some nice footwork, just working from the outside. And if you look at Deiveson Figueiredo's first fight at bantamweight, it was against Rob Font, where he kind of just sat back on the outside, waited for Rob Font to come in, landed some good power shots. And the difference is, I think Cody Garbrandt's going to be waiting on the outside. I think he's going to get Deiveson Figueiredo to come in. Figueiredo is kind of open when he comes in. I think Garbrandt's going to clip him. Honestly, could see Cody Garbrandt pulling off with a big second round knockout. In all honesty, it's a risky pick. I think he's an underdog. He should be an underdog. I expect him to be an underdog. Either way, the way everyone's speaking about this fight is as if Cody Garbrandt is an underdog. I'm going to go Cody Garbrandt by a second round knockout or TKO, but I'm going to pick some risky fights in this card. I don't care. Next up the card, we got Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. I'm seeing a lot of people going to Bobby Green. I just can't see him getting the win. I can see Jim Miller working that lead leg of Bobby Green. Bobby Green manages distance really well, got really good head movement. He's quite a slick fighter, just on the outside, hands down. I just don't think he's going to be the same after that Jalen Turner loss. He got knocked out by Jalen Turner and is making a 4-month turnaround. If that wasn't enough, he had like 15 unanswered punches. It was a fucking bad stoppage. And so I just think Jim Miller, at his age, still packs power in his hand. Obviously, he has really good calf kicks, which obviously, where Dustin Poirier got it from. He's got really good calf kicks. I think he's going to work that lead leg of Bobby Green. And I think he's probably going to get a second round sub. I think he's going to be working that lead leg. I think he's going to get a knockdown. He's going to submit Bobby Green. Up the card, we got Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. I'm going to go for Marina Rodriguez working on the outside, beating this absolute man, Jessica Andrade. I have no faith in Jessica Andrade anymore. Honestly, sorry. She, she comes in head first, works on the inside, like, hey man, come here, man, I'm going to get you, man. And it never works out in her favour against recently. She's been slipping off a lot. I think Marina Rodriguez is going to be working on the outside. Every time Jessica Andrade comes in, she's going to get hit with a knee. She's going to be, hey man, why do you hit me with a knee, man? And Marina Rodriguez is going to be working on the outside, kneeing her up the middle every time she comes in. And I think it's going to be probably a unanimous decision win. I think Jessica Andrade will have her moments because she could try and make it a dirty fight. But it's women's MMA, so Marina Rodriguez. Up the card, we've got Jalen Turner versus the GOAT. The GOAT, Henry Money Moicano. This is another risky pick because my mind is telling me to go with Jalen Turner, but I'm fucking biased towards Money Moicano. I want to hear Money Moicano have another post-fight speech. Hey man, that's off. I'm not going to do a Money Moicano impression. That's really bad. I don't have an impression for him. But Money Moicano, honestly, I think it's going to be a fairly close fight. I think Jalen Turner's going to have a lot of moments, but I think Moicano will be able to find a takedown in the second round. Jalen Turner's got that kind of build where Moicano will be able to scale the back, and I think he'll get a rear naked choke in the second round. Up the card, now onto the prelims. You've got Sodiq Yusuff versus Diego Lopez. Obviously, Diego Lopez is a favourite, which surprises me. I'm going to pick Diego Lopez, but it does surprise me he's a favourite. I think Sodiq Yusuff's going to come into this one thinking he's going to come off a war with Edson Barboza. I don't think he's going to want to engage in a war. I think he's going to be fairly gun-shy. You know how Diego Lopez comes in. Diego Lopez will come in all guns blazing. will just come forward and try and rip your head off. Honestly, you can see Diego Lopez probably finding a second round submission. That seems to be a theme, but I think he's going to find a second round submission. But if it goes to a decision, I'd lean Sadiq Youssef, but I'm going to go with Diego Lopez by second round submission. Now we've got Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. I'm predicting a very boring fight. I'm going to have to go with Kayla Harrison, though. Granted, this fight actually happens. I'm kind of skeptical about it happening, just because Kayla Harrison is fucking huge. She's a man, right? And Holly Holm's just old, you know. I can see Kayla Harrison just Honestly, I have no clue how this is going to go. Just Kayla Harrison's going to win. End of the day, up the card, Calvin Kattar. I don't care about the fight. Up the card, Calvin Kattar versus Aljamain Sterling. This is another tricky one because Calvin Kattar has the recipe to beat Aljamain Sterling. He could catch Aljamain Sterling overcommitting on something just like Sean O'Malley did. But here's my... Obviously, I'm going to go with Aljamain Sterling, who I think is a slight favourite, which yet again surprises me. Actually, no, it doesn't. But I'm going to go with Aljamain Sterling as my pick. I think Aljamain Sterling's going to come in. I think he's going to be fairly tentative, which I actually think will be good for him in this fight because a slower pace fight, you know, it's going to take Calvin Kattar even longer to work his way into this fight. He's about a year and a half off, coming off a knee injury. I think Aljamain Sterling's going to be working that leg. He's going to be leg kicking a range. I think, and this is the main factor. I think he's going to shoot a single leg. And obviously, Calvin Kattar's injury. Usually, you see knee injuries on the front leg. His injury was on the back leg. I think if Aljo shoots a single leg, I don't think Calvin's going to be able to defend it. Usually, it's pretty good takedown defense, but I don't expect it to be the same. A long layoff, right? Against a guy who's been fairly active, but has had enough time off to the point where he can recoup from that loss. I see Aljamain Sterling getting this done by unanimous decision. I don't think Calvin Kattar. I think he's going to have to get some sketchy moments of Aljo on his back, and I don't think he's going to be able to keep Aljo off him. Up the card, Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic. What a fight to have on the prelim. I wouldn't be just fucking upset at this being a main event. Honestly, I wouldn't really be upset with many of these fights being main events of obviously a fight night. Yuri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic. I'm going to go with Alexander Rakic. I know he's had a lot of time off, and I know Yuri can probably be quite a nightmare matchup for someone who's had a lot of time off. You know, he's just going to come forward like a bull in a fucking china shop. But Alexander Rakic has almost the kryptonite to Yuri Prochazka. First of all, he doesn't mind working on the outside. He doesn't mind, being backing up a bit. He's got really good calf kicks. I think he's going to be working those leg kicks. Pereira had fucking loads of success with the leg kicks. And I think he's going to be backing up, working those legs. I think he's going to look fairly sharp, and I think he's going to get that done by decision. Now on to the main card. We got Bo Nickal versus Cody Brundage. I'm going to go with Cody Brundage. I think he's going to catch Bo Nickal in the second round at the end of one. No, I'm joking. I'm obviously going to go with Bo Nickal. Huge favourite. I honestly kind of wanted to pick Cody Brundage because I think it'd be fucking funny. But he's just a fat, fucking stupid middleweight. I think Bo Nickal's going to fucking beat him however he wants. Just to say TKO first round. Up the card, a fight that has actually been getting me really excited after these past couple of weeks. Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. It's only really saying how good of a fight this is to have on the fucking undercard or something. I wouldn't be upset with this being the co-main event of a UFC 301 or a main event of its own. I've been going back and forth. I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira. Second round TKO or sub. Second round seems to be the theme, but I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira. Second round TKO submission. I just think he's going to be coming forward. I think Arman's going to be willing to exchange. I think he's going to get caught in a few exchanges. I do think he's going to be able to take Oliveira down, but I think Oliveira, very good off his back. I think he'll be able to work his way back up. I don't think he's going to submit him off his back. I think he's going to be catching Arman Sarukian in the middle of exchanges. I think going in the second round, he's going to catch him with a left hook. He'll follow him to the ground, and then he'll get the. No, actually, he's going to hit him with a left hook. Arman's going to shoot, and believe it or not, Charles Oliveira is going to get a guillotine. I think that's what's going to happen. He's going to catch him with in a guillotine. So that's my pick. Charles Oliveira, second round submission. Now the card, the people's main event: Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. This is a 5-rounder. I was one of the, I don't know where I put this. I must have put this on Twitter or somewhere. I said this somewhere. I said, I think it was after Max beat Arnold Allen. Please do not put him in there with Justin Gaethje. Please, 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 please. But I've been thinking about it recently, and I'm thinking, who's Justin Gaethje really knocked out of his hands? Edson Barboza, he eye-poked the fuck out of him. James Vick. A gust of wind would knock out James Vick, for fuck's sake. Anybody on this planet can knock out James Vick. Donald Cerrone speaks for itself, at the end of his career. Max Holloway's showing a granite chin. He's bulking up. I think Justin Gaethje is nowhere near as reliant on the leg kicks as he used to be. He doesn't really use them much anymore. Max has probably been drilling it through camp. He's been getting better at his defense anyway, especially his leg kicks, because of that. You look at that second Volk fight compared to the first Volk fight. I think he's going to be drilling it all training camp. I think he's going to be ready for it if it does happen. And I don't exactly see it happen in many moments in this fight, Justin Gaethje using those leg kicks. And I really don't believe in the power of Justin Gaethje. I believe in the power of Justin Gaethje. He's obviously a powerful guy, but I just think Max is going to be skirting around on the outside. I think he's just going to be coming in with shots. It's a tricky fight, though. I'm honestly not 100% sure. I just really want Max to win. He's going to be sliding around the outside. He's going to come in because he isn't the same fighter he used to be. People expecting Justin Gaethje to come crashing forward and Max to come like he used to at featherweight in his title run, where he just come forward, just kind of head over the front foot, high volume. But no, Max is more of a kickboxer, and he can fight out of the outside now. He's a lot more technical than he used to be. He is primarily still a high volume guy, but I think with a high volume part will play a part in this. I think Max is going to wobble him in the fourth. And you look at the guys who have tried to finish Gaethje. I feel like Poirier was one guy who got it right. Poirier just went with high volume. He didn't swing haymakers. He just kind of went, let me just bat. Max is going to do that. And Max is not going to stop. If Max gets Gaethje hurt, Max is going to be He's going to be all over him. I'm going to go with Max Holloway. 4th round TKO. It's a risky pick, but I'm going to go with it. Next up, we got the Battle of fucking China. We got Weili Zhang versus Yao Ji versus Yan. I'm gonna go Weili Zhang. I think she's too good. Her striking is good. Her wrestling is good. Her ground game is good. That Amanda Lemos fight, even though it was boring, was one of the best performances I've ever seen in women's MMA. I'm gonna go Weili Zhang, getting this done by decision or 4th round submission. On to the main event: Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. It would be a pick and fight if this was a healthy Jamal Hill. I just don't believe it will be. Jamal Hill feel like he's recovered a bit too quickly from that Achilles, but that's the problem. He hasn't recovered. I don't feel like he's taken the appropriate amount of time to recover from that Achilles injury. One of Pereira's best tools is his calf kicks, his leg kicks. If this was on full notice, I'd actually lean Jamal Hill, I was thinking Pereira's open, but I feel like Pereira's going to come forward in this fight. He's going to be tapping at that lead leg, just stinging him with the lead leg. He's going to bait Jamal Hill into a straight left. Jamal Hill tends to leave his right hand down, and Pereira's going to crack him in the 2nd round. Because Pereira's really good at coming forward, hurting your leg, and getting you to overcommit on something just out of the fact that you're just backing up and not doing anything. So I feel like Alex is going to get him. Alex is going to get him in the 2nd round. Honestly, I feel like the first Jamal won't have moments, but it'll be a bit more of a tentative round. There won't be a whole lot going on. It'll be kind of like a feel him out round. The 2nd round will be more of the same until about 3 minutes in. I feel like Pereira's going to catch him, and he's going to get a TKO over Jamal Hill. Honestly, really good card. those are my picks. Thank you. And one more thing before I end the video, please check out my fight companion for this fight. It will be obviously live on Saturday. I'm not sure whether or not I'll start it prelims, main card, early prelims. I'm probably gonna start early prelims, just depending on how I feel. It depends, but actually I'll start early prelims. But just check out my fight companion. It'll be the first one I'm doing. I said I was going to be doing fight companions last year. I've been figuring out how to do it since November, so it should be all smooth sailing. Thank you. Like, subscribe. Goodbye.